All right, this is Kimon Freeman, Engelback Man Therapy, representing We Act Radio. Obviously, I'm not broadcasting from our studio on the radical side of Martin Luther King Avenue. I am in the home office, like many people are working from home since post-pandemic. The revolution is real, but I'm so honored to talk to this brother because he's been a longtime friend of mine, and this has been a long time coming. And this is going to be the first of many because when we get to where we're going and the studio is renovated, I want you to come back in where we got the green screen so we can give you your flowers. But I could not let you go and unrecognized that your documentary, I Am a Weirdo.
I
I
was the
was
widow.
the weirdo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm the weirdo.
Yeah.
You
we,
was the weirdo.
we still
Um,
are, right?
right. I claim it. That's being screened at the um, African American Film Festival at Martha's Vineyard. I mean, that is a great accomplishment. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, I am talking to DC, a DC legend. This is Priest the Nomad right here. And for those that don't know, now you know. Priest, welcome. Thank you for making
Yeah.
time for us. I'm sorry
Appreciate you having me, brother.
live didn't work for us, man. I cannot take my hat off enough to you, sir, because you was one of the first people I saw laying it down. I think I was introduced into the second renaissance of the U Street in 96, 97, probably 96. I'll say 96,
Yeah.
maybe even 95.
Yeah, we were still
After the
ramping
Million
up.
Man March.
Yeah, we were
It was
still ramping
after,
up there.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was after the Million Man March. And shout out to the 7 Foot Poet, Dassin Book Poet,
Oh yeah, Sam.
yeah, from
Yeah.
Generation 2000. He turned me
Family.
on. He said, "Yo, you should go check out the Copper House." And I went to the Copper House. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I met you at the Copper House. Like, you know how the people you know so long, you don't even remember how
Yeah.
we met. But
Yeah.
I think it was at the Copper House. But Priest, introduce yourself. Tell them who you are. The fact that you are a towering figure on the hip hop scene in Washington, D.C., and the fact that everybody, as we say in D.C., everybody that's a part of the culture knows who you are. You are like the favorite DC hip hop artist of bigger figures in our cultural landscape. And that's real talk. No,
Yeah.
no cap. No cap.
Appreciate
Appreciate
it.
man. Thanks for making time. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, what's up, man? First of all, thank you for having me, man. You're right. It's a long time coming, Slim.
Long time. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
This is the best I can
nah,
do with what we have right
nah,
now. But the
man. Hey,
studio
look,
is done. We're gonna bring it
it's
back.
all about the intent and the heart, man. So you know how we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Priest the Nomad, man. From the area, man. I'm back and forth from DC and Maryland, born in DC and Brentwood, Northeast. Grew up mostly in Maryland, in Beltsville, Maryland, Hinesville, Maryland, and moved back to Southwest, back into Maryland. Yeah, we got established, man. My history predates U Street. I came up in the culture, man, from when I was in junior high school, elementary to junior high school, getting into the culture of hip hop. Shout out to Frank Ski when he was here at UDC 90.1. He had the Breakers Delight show. A lot of us, man, that we got into the culture, we got into that show, and that's how we learned about a lot of the hip hop figures, man. And then from there, just coming up, loving it. And one thing I talk about is how go-go and hip hop was so intertwined in the 80s, right? Because of a lot of the hip hop bands, I'm sorry, the hip hop DJs in New York who heard Grandmaster Flash and all them, a lot of the break beats that they discovered were DC funk bands, right? So there was a synergy, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I fell in love with it, man. And then, I started doing my thing, dancing, rhyming, and just doing a lot of both.
I was very intrigued to
Yeah,
learn that you started dancing because my
yeah.
first cultural expression,
You knew me
artistic
when you
expression
said
was
it, you knew me
dancing.
when I was skinny.
Yeah, that was offline. Yeah, I was gonna keep that to yourself, but you,
Nah. We grown men wait now,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Enough
Yeah,
respect. Enough respect.
yeah. So and then came up under Biz Markie, man, the early '90s.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, we had the same manager, my man Monty. Rest in peace, big bro.
Oh, I
We
gotta
had,
do something. I gotta do something. Go ahead, keep talking. We're
yeah.
going.
Yeah, so we had the same manager at first, who was a part of a dance crew that I was with called House Nation. So you know what I'm saying? And
I keep
oh
that,
yeah, oh yeah,
keep
yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah,
Keep that one.
yeah.
It's my tribute.
Love it, love it.
Reagan was the prayers, but I voted for Shirley Chisholm.
Chisholm.
Okay? I went through 12 years of fucking school and never heard of Shirley Chisholm. Biz Markie
Yes, introducing.
introduced me to
Yeah,
Shirley Chisholm.
and speaking of that, man, that's the beauty of it because that's one of the reasons what got me into it. You know, 88, 1988 was a pivotal year of hip hop, man, and
Yeah, that was a big year. I
Public
graduated
Enemy,
in 88.
yeah, Public Enemy, Big Daddy Kane, MC Light, and I bought 4 cassettes at the same time, and those is 3 of them, man, and you know, Public Enemy, Chuck D, man, he made me go read. You know what I'm saying? He made me go read. I learned about Joan Chesimard and Garvey and you
That's
know
a
what I'm
shout out
saying?
to Shakur for those that
Yeah,
don't
shout out
know.
to
The
Shakur.
feds know who you talking about.
You know, I learned about all of them, you know what I'm saying, from him, you know, and making me go do that in him, you know. So, you know, that was the lens, man. That's what really, and the Kane, of course, made me pick up the pen. And then when I got,
Oh, Kane made you start writing.
yeah, yeah,
You ever
yeah,
met
Kane.
Kane?
Now, I never met him.
After he see
But
this documentary, he gonna want
it's
to meet
funny
you.
because Chuck D plays my records now because Chuck D has a radio station, global radio station called Rap Station 365, man,
I
and
gotta
You
start.
Don't Stop,
I gotta check
and You
that
Don't
out.
Stop Radio is what he does. So he plays a lot of his DMV, man. Shout out to Malcolm Riddle here, who's a liaison that gives a lot of our music, man, to Chuck, man. Chuck is a fan of DMV artists, man. Chuck has played about got to be like 6 or 7 of my records and my singles and stuff that have
Oh,
come
that's
out.
big, man.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's big.
yeah, man. So it's funny because we still haven't met. But we're supposed
Oh
to meet.
man, you
So
ain't met Chuck. I
yeah,
interviewed
yeah,
Chuck.
yeah. We still haven't met.
Trying
Like
to
we
put
missed
business in
each
this
other. We
conversation.
missed each other when I did the hip hop thing at the National at the African American Museum a couple summers ago. They had the hip hop block party. And I did it with RBI and all of them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and he was down there earlier, but I was there, I missed him. So,
Right.
like, but things happen when they're supposed to happen. So, we will catch up. And we're actually in, our documentaries are in the film festival after Martha's Vineyard. I'm in the Hip Hop Film Festival in New York. And
That's where you,
I'm
that's
sorry,
what's gonna happen.
scratch that. They're in Martha's Vineyard. So I might see him. They have a documentary called The Sixth Borough. The Sixth Borough with Jason Pollard, the director.
What's
The
the sixth borough? Jersey?
It's all about all the MCs that came from Long Island, New York. So
Oh, Long
all
Island's the sixth borough.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
So
Long Island should definitely
it's
come
like
to
leaders of the
Jersey.
new school. It's like
No,
Chuck
no,
D,
no shade to Jersey.
EPMD. It's Biz was up there for a while. He's
Yeah, that's
from
a long
Harlem
story.
originally. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
so
a
yeah, they got a documentary. And actually, they're screening the same like a couple hours after my documentary.
man.
So
If you can
the
make
same
it up
Monday,
to
August
Martha's
4th.
Vineyard, go check this man out.
Yeah.
And I could physically get there, but the problem with Martha's Vineyard, like where are you going to stay? Because
Right.
that's
Oh, we had to book that, John. As soon as we found out, we went and booked that.
yeah,
Booked the
yeah, because
so
it's the islands
it's
and ferries
crazy.
and shit,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
So yeah, man. So that's how. And then of course after the Biz thing, that's when I found me and my man Sub Z. We was in a
shout out to Sub Z,
yeah, we was in a freestyle competition down at the State of the
Opus
Union.
Akubun,
Yeah, in
Coach Kai.
'94. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. And so he the ones that invited me to the Freestyle Union. And
Shout out
and
the Tony.
yeah, shout out to Tony Blackman, man, for real, for real. And yeah, so that's kind of where it started. Freestyle Union started in Southeast at 8 Rock at the art space called 8 Rock.
What year was that? You think? What the year you think?
That was '94.
Oh,
That was
I
94.
wasn't too late. I was 95, 96.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that was '94. It was there for a little while. Because Kenny Curl was that was a spot. Yeah, I think he met Tony Blackman and had her utilize that space. But that was before I met them.
Yo, check this out.
Yeah.
You remember where that space was at?
See, I never been there. So I came afterwards. I came when they moved to
Okay.
Northwest.
That
So
space, the original space was Southeast. And Kenny
yeah,
Curl,
no, that's what I'm saying. It's the Southeast. Yeah,
yeah,
I knew it
that's
was
what I'm saying.
Southeast. Yeah.
But that space is now WEAC Radio.
Stop. I didn't know
I
that.
I didn't know it until Kenny Carroll showed up at my
Wow.
studio and
Wow.
told me what this was. So I
Wow.
was telling everybody this was Mama Cole's, blah 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 blah, and it's community restaurant. It's one of the last sit down restaurants in the area. And Kenny came back with a crew and filmed his own little mini documentary on the history of the space. So Kenny Carroll had that space.
Yeah.
So
I knew he was the plug, man, for getting a lot of folks there.
Kenny Carroll is the
Yeah,
plug.
he's the man. He's the
He's the
man.
plug. Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
Kenny
him.
Carroll.
Shout out to Renegade,
Oh,
Brandon, a
Renegade.
lot of,
Oh.
yeah, all the old heads.
They say it's an African proverb when an elder dies, it's like a library being burned. So
Mhm.
when elders are speaking, you should learn.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make sure that young people start connecting the dots because we need a revolution of values. And when you start pointing out where the connective tissue is
Yep.
in our cultural landscape, then you start seeing the validity and the value increase, you know.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to interrupt you, but one thing stuck out to me that you said, Brother Priest, is that you had missed out on something. And the miss out I wanted to make sure we talk about is how did Quincy Jones miss out on you? Not the other way around.
Yeah.
How did he miss
Yeah.
out on you? Tell that story.
Yeah. So this is in a documentary, actually. I tell this story in a documentary. So I'm not gonna really I want people to see the
Oh, we ain't gonna get
documentary.
we
So
don't want
I'll tell you
we're
the high level. I'll tell you the high level.
okay.
So
This is the 3,000
yeah, the high level jump.
yeah,
So yeah, they had a millennium, of course, the millennium celebration on the mall from
yeah,
99 to
2,000.
2000, right? Y2K jump.
Y2K.
Right. And
Snipers on the roof.
I got tapped to be a part of it, and by him and Steven Spielberg. So I met Steven Spielberg.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, it was him and Steven Spielberg. I got the footage in the documentary, man. So yeah, when they
Yeah,
met at the
so it's
mall.
Quincy and Spielberg. That's what
Yep.
I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Quincy and Spielberg.
Yeah, they was doing the whole thing together, but this portion was Quincy, right? So
There was some color purple shit. That's
yeah. But when they was all at the mall, they had trailers at the mall, and when I pulled up, they had me come down there. They found out about me through my old man Eric Brace, who used to be with the Washington Post, and he used to write a lot of stories about us. And so he was, he was the plug for him, and he told him about me and everything. So wound up going down there, going to this trailer, and they was doing some stuff, and it was just horrible. Like it was just, and then like some lyrics. There was some lyrics that was written by Shaquille O'Neal and Coolio. It was crazy. Like
Y'all, are you
I'm not playing.
serious?
I'm not playing,
Are
bro.
you serious
I
right
am
now?
not playing.
Oh my!
Yeah, it was like but later I found out how Quincy works, man, because he does a lot of stuff at parties, right? He'll grab people at parties. And I said, you know what? This probably was like a party or something he had because
Yeah.
it was like I think it was kind of a under the gun last minute thing. So he probably was at a party. He's like, hey man, I need a rap or something, and probably grabbed him or something. They were just at the party together, something like that. It
Yeah.
probably happened like that
That
because
sounds feasible.
it's weird,
That's how First Prince came
That's how
about.
Will. Right, I was gonna say that's how Will Smith, got his thing off. You know what I'm saying? So, but so it was just really really hard. And it was a weird mix of people. It was a bunch of kids. I don't know if you remember Jay, who used to host Teen Summit. He became an ANC commissioner, passed away.
Yeah, I
Jay,
remember Jay. God bless the
I forget
dead.
his last name. Yeah,
He'll come to me in a minute.
but he used to host Teen. He was like on Teen Summit and stuff.
Yeah,
But he was down
good
there. I think he
dude.
was.
Good dude.
Yeah, he was like 16 or something back then. 15, 16. He about a little older, 16, 17, 18, something like that. But he was the only person I recognized. There was a bunch of kids and stuff, and it was just like it was just horrible, man. And you know, I tried to write, I tried to work it out. Don't, you know, people think like, oh, you just walked out. Nah, I really tried to work that out. You know what I'm saying? I knew what the opportunity was. So I was trying to work it out, but it just didn't work out, man. And you know, it came down to either you become somebody that you're not, right? Or you stay true to your pedigree. And you know, that's this DC,
AJ
man.
Cooper.
What's DC? You know, so
I'm just saying that was AJ Cooper.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a testimony to you, sir. I take my hat off to you. Okay, because
And praise the God, man.
who said this? Who said this? Baba Melvin Van Peebles
Mm,
said that in life you got two choices: have what you want or do what you want.
yeah,
If it's have what you want, there's certain things you must be willing to do in order to obtain those things, and that's the
yeah,
slope.
yeah.
If it's do what you want, there's certain things that you're not going to be able to obtain for the freedom to
Yep.
do that. And you made your choice that you could have become you could have became a cultural prostitute in that moment,
Yeah.
thinking about yourself, but you forego your immediate benefit for the culture, for the continuity of the culture, the respect of the culture, the level of the culture. You like this was not sufficient, you know. This was
Yeah.
not, and that deserves to be acknowledged, sir.
It's funny, man. When I walked out of that joint, man. Like when I told them, when I realized that they wasn't trying to budge or anything, and I said, okay, well, I can't do this. And I told Quincy, I was like, look, I respect everything that you've done for Black music. I've done, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a fan, I'm this and that. I'm like, but if I do this, it would destroy everything that I built here, like that I'm building here. And I just can't do it. I mean, he was like, all right, young brother, blah, blah, blah. And so I said, I walked out, and I knew before I said it. You know how you feel, man. Look, you know when it is when that heat about to come, Slim. When you about to rumble, and you feel that sweat on your palms, and
Man,
you feel that heat on you, and you
yeah.
like, man, this about to go down. This about to go. That's how I felt. I felt like that, trying to make that decision, trying not to make that decision. Right. I felt that heat, like I was about to get jumped. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like
did.
I literally felt like I was about to get jumped. Slim.
They,
Like,
they was asking you what size shoe you was wearing.
yeah. Hey man,
And
I love them.
you looked them in the eye and said, your side.
Hey, look, man, I felt that heat, man, and I was like, man, I can't do this, man. I said, I'm thinking about all of that. I said, man, I'm about to get, my dude's gonna barbecue me if they see
That's
me
what
on
it
here
is.
cutting up, man. I'm like, this is not. So yeah, I walked away, man. But and then that, little did I know that when my man Eric Brace, when he called me about it afterwards, I was working at B Smith's at the time.
Mhm.
Shaw Barbers.
With who was somebody else that we love?
Yeah.
Who else do
Well,
you?
with Chef Rock Harper.
Jeff Rock.
Yeah, my dog.
I just
Yeah.
left. I just left.
Hill Prince.
Hill Prince.
Yeah, yeah.
When I had the little delay, as I was saying earlier, off
Yeah,
air.
yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. That's the dog. Yeah, he's on the dock. Rock is on
Oh,
the
Chef
dock.
Rock's on the dock.
Yeah,
That's dope. That's dope. How long?
absolutely.
What's the running time for the dock?
It's 82 minutes, an hour and 22 minutes.
Oh, that's feature film level,
Yeah,
sir.
it's a feature.
So
Yeah.
you're gonna have a life after this festival. This is just getting started, sir.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
We
want you
we
to
trying
hold.
to we
I
trying to
want you to
get
hold on to your
distribution
demo
now.
tape.
So we're
Yeah,
trying to get distribution, man. So these next few festivals is definitely a grind because we definitely trying to get these film festivals. I'm sorry, getting this distribution stuff locked down.
I
So
haven't seen it yet, but I know I'm gonna love it because I love you, and I know that you tell the truth, and not too many people could look an offer in the face that you did, and off the strength of their morals, off the strength of their level of integrity, say no respectfully. Now, what I have to ask my brother is how can someone as respected as the late great Quincy Jones, God bless the dead, who presented you with this, who unfortunately didn't see what you were saying, how is it, what litmus of our culture or the challenges to our culture if someone as respected and revered as this great man is and um, was presenting something that you perceived to be of detriment to the integrity of hip hop and the work that you was doing? Like, what does that say about where we are? Because sometimes
I don't take it like that. I don't take it like that. I just think
I don't say I'm
that
not. That's not an attack on Quincy. I'm
right.
just saying
I just
that
think, but
he
Quincy's
had a
got
higher view, and you on the ground. You know,
yeah, but
I
I
think it
mean,
was.
Quincy doesn't come from hip hop culture, like you know what I'm saying. So he tapped into it right with different artists back on the block and all that type of stuff. He tapped into it, but he's a you know he's a connoisseur of music, right? But here's one LL Cool J said this: when you do great stuff, you have to take risks, right? When
Mm.
you take risks, you're gonna do some whack shit sometimes. Like you're just gonna do some whack shit if you take risks. If you don't do it, if you don't play it safe, if you play it safe, you're not gonna be great. So you got to take risks, and some things gonna work, and some things not gonna work. This didn't work. Like I don't see if you have you heard anybody talk about that Millennium Celebration since it happened? You
No,
don't see it anywhere, right?
I didn't even see it when it did
You can
happen.
look it up. You can look it up on YouTube, and you can see certain things like they did at the White House with Will Smith and them, but you don't see that part, right? And I'm sure there's everyone great has some misses, right? I just think this was a miss. I saw it was a miss, right? Before it went down. And when I saw it on TV, it was worse than I even thought it would be. like, like it looked hard. I was so glad. I was like, thank God I didn't do that because it looked horrible. And I heard nothing from it. I heard, you know how they replay stuff and bring back things on anniversaries, and I
Mm.
never saw that shit again.
Yeah,
Like, and
Shaquille O'Neal and Coolio is writing for other
so that
MCs.
was a small part of it.
That's a
It was a
problem.
big thing. They had choirs, they had whole, but it was horrible. So the thing was, it was just like I felt that though. Like I saw it and I saw the sausage being made, and I was like, nah, Slim, I'm not feeling this. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to make it work. It wasn't like I was all high. No, I was starry eyed. Like, damn, this is an opportunity. I'm trying to make the joint work, but you know, I knew deep within me all the stuff. You know, this is 99. I've been doing stuff since 92, 93. So this 6, 7 years, I've kind of started establishing my thing. So it was like, you know, this is anti everything that I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what it came down to for me. Um, you know, I didn't know, you don't know what's going to come of anything. It's just like, you know, that I just know it made me feel sick when I was trying to do it. I literally felt sick.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
my body was rejecting, spiritually, was rejecting the action of me trying to accommodate this thing. Right. So when I feel like that, I know like, yo, this is not gonna
For
work.
the boys
So
and girls out there, always listen to your gut.
listen to your gut, man,
Always
for
listen
real.
to your instincts. Don't go against it because if it turns out wrong, it's gonna eat you
Yeah.
up for life.
And if it
Like you said,
even
if
if
you
it turned
saw it,
out right and it ain't you, that's
yeah,
the thing. It ain't you, then you gotta hold that up, trying to do something that you really not. You know what I'm saying? That you presented yourself to be, right? Like my thing is whether you like me or not, I'm gonna always be me. I'm gonna always do me, and and I'm gonna
man.
always try to improve me, but it's always me, right? So
You know, React Radio is known for its progressive talk radio station. That's why a lot of people in our circle don't gravitate to it. But we have a national audience. But I always want to make sure that the culture is still represented. And be talking with you today. But there's an organization that was called Media Matters, and that was training people, you know, smoothing out their rough edges to present them to go on mainstream media outlets to, you know, defend progressive issues. And two people that came through React Radio went through those channels. I was rejected. One person, I want to put a name out there, but one person that came through WEAC Radio was accepted, and he's now on Fox News. Now, albeit he is the reasonable guy on Fox News, he's not talking crazy.
Right.
He had to be, they had to choose someone who's acceptable, you know. And there was another cat that I came up through the ranks with. I don't want to mention his name. We was when what's it called? Russian TV, Russian RT was out, and I was doing Tom Hartman show. He would debate the right wing side, and you know what he told me? He said, "Come on, you're right, you know, but the progressives are not paying, so I have to represent
Wow.
right wing." And he has a big career now, bro. I don't want to drop his name, but you can go back and look for
yourself. We'll talk offline.
Who it is? He said, it's the only motherfucker.
We'll talk offline over the bourbon, my dude.
You know what I'm saying? But so you had a choice. You chose differently. He chose differently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's why I cannot let this go lightly, bro, because there's a lot of people that'll say, "Oh yeah, you'll sell out, you'll sell out, you'll sell out." But do you know what you would do when you were put in that situation?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you are battle tested, sir.
Yeah.
That's why you felt that energy like you about to get jumped, because that was a battle test.
Yeah. Yeah, the war is spiritual. The war is spiritual, man. You know what I'm saying?
I cannot give you enough kudos and take my hat off to you for that. Because
hey, look, God guides our paths, man. And I've always been a believer of that, man. You know, so if it's not touching my spirit, then then it's just, I can't commit to something that I'm not feeling, no matter who's doing it. Like, one thing I talk about in the doc, one thing I mentioned is the legacy of Black prominence here, right? In this city, in this area, man. Like, we've had the best of the best since slavery, that upper echelons of slaves who built the Capitol, right? Top Millers, top Coopers, the designers, Benjamin Banneker, Boundary Stones, all these things that we've had. We were the first to get emancipated on paper, you know what I'm saying?
That's right. DC.
On paper. Right.
On paper.
So right. So it's just, and then U Street gets established, man, of the Black businesses and entrepreneurship, like, it's just, we move by the beat of our own drum, man. And we're not influenced by outside or externals here. You know what I'm saying? And I think that having that confidence and walking straight up, walking up with your chin up is part of being from here. So, it don't matter where we go, it don't matter who we see or where we at, we gonna do what we do. You know what I'm saying? And we can be respectful for it. We can be respectful about it. We ain't got to be crass or nothing. But at the end of the day, we got to feel it. If I ain't feeling it, that's pretty much what it is. So
we are talking to Priest the Nomad. He wrote his already critically acclaimed debut documentary. I Was the Weirdo. It's been screened at Martha's Vineyard, the African American Film Festival at Martha's Vineyard. Get more information there. It's going to be screened August the 4th. And for those who can make it up there,
2 p.m.
At 2 p.m.
Yep.
I wish I can be there. There's a slim chance that I might still pop up, but we'll see. But I think this is the start of the beginning. This is the start of the beginning of this journey for you, and you should be rewarded and celebrated. You are a DC legend. Tell us how this documentary began and who else is in it.
So yeah, the documentary, I Was the Weirdo. You know what? It's funny. It began. I'm not going to, put other stuff out there, but it kind of began off the fact that a lot of us just get ignored a lot. With things when you're ahead of the curve and when you're ahead of the when you pioneering and when you clearing brush. And this is not just for me. This is for a lot of cats. I always say that I'm just one story of many stories, right? And when you're doing things that we were doing back then, and whatever it is that you're doing, you may get negative attention because it's avant-garde, right? It's out the box. But then it sparks an energy. And then other people come along and then they start doing a different version of the same thing. And then
Mm.
time moves on and then they get celebrated, right? And so there becomes generations and generations after us that basically, you know, piggyback off the brush that we cleared. And that happens with everything, right? So I think that I was just my path was just meant to be one of the people that had to clear the brush, right? Along with people like
Great way
Kokai,
to put
along
it,
with
Priest.
people like, you know what I'm saying?
Great way to
So
put it.
yeah, so a lot of it is timing. One of the things that I link to this because of this is and it's just timing. I graduated in 1990 at high school, right? This is the height of the crack era, right? So this is you know, at the point where New York, again, I told you how go-go and hip hop was so aligned in the 80s. There was a lot of collaborations, the Curtis Blows, the EUs, the Party Times, the,
Party
Trouble
time.
Melly Mel doing Trouble Funk, Pump Me Up. Trouble Funk is on Sugar Hill Gang, but so Sugar Hill Records, Junkyard on Def Jam. All of this stuff was in the 80s, right? But in the 90s, it went left, right? And one of the reasons why I discovered that it went left is because of the drug game, right? A lot of New York dudes was coming down here to hustle. There was conflict with a lot of DC street dudes. We know about Alpo. If you don't know about Alpo, look that up. There was a lot of conflict, man, and that's one of them names. If you say here, it's a lot of problems. Ask Cameron. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of problems. So I think that just because of that time, everything was coming out of New York for hip hop at that time, right? LA hadn't really pop yet. It was, you had NWA doing it, but it hadn't really become a big thing in LA. Atlanta was still coming up, so New York was still it. And I think that what it is was a lot of the lens of what hip hop, everybody associated hip hop with New York. So because there was conflict between street hustlers from DC and New York, and it was like a lot of wars going on. And you hear that it became that, oh, you doing that Bama New York shit, or you doing
They
that
said
Bama New
that.
York,
And they said that.
and yeah,
In
oh
your
yeah, and
face
this is
said
not
that.
me. This is this
Yeah.
is this is on the dot,
Yeah.
right? I got a number of cats talking about this, man, and and linking that. I mean, God rest the dead, Super Funk Regulator CeeLo's on the dot. You know what I'm saying? He was at PGC at the time in the mid 90s when Nonchalant record came out. Nonchalant's on the dot. You know what I'm saying? And then how Red Alert looked out in New York, but a lot of New
Shout out to
York
Red Alert.
DJs, was kind of, that was at the height of things was going on. Stuff was getting egged a little bit. There was other situations, and then down here, because I remember going up New York with Biz, doing one of the first lyricist lounges, and it was like literally, I wound up rhyming in Flatbush, Brooklyn. As soon as they said Priest from, I wasn't even Priest of Nomad back then. I was Priest at first, and it was like Priest from DC, and boo, 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 and I'm with Biz DJ. I'm with him, but he didn't introduce me. It was like me, him, and Marcy. He was like, "I'm gonna put you on the list." And as soon as they saw some DC, I freestyled my way out of booze. And that's one of the reasons I was so used to freestyling and rhyming my way out of booze
Freestyle Union.
that my voice became strong. That's one of the reasons my voice became so strong, because I was just used to running. I jump in the crowd and start running through dudes. You know what I'm saying? And dudes that deal to the point where they was like, "Oh, all right, man, yo, son is nice," saying all of that type of thing. But paying those dues, and I would catch it up there, and I would catch it here. Because dudes like, "Why you doing that, man? You doing that punk Bama ass New York shit, man? Blah blah blah." If you wasn't rapping with a go-go band, back then, it was like, you was irrelevant, and
Did
that's
you
what
ever
we
rap
were.
with a go-go band?
I have. I rap. My cousin used to manage Northwest Youngins.
I
It
heard
was
of Northwest
yeah,
Youngins.
Northwest
I heard of
Youngins for a
them.
brief. This is like '97.
I've
Now,
heard of them.
so I
Yeah.
did a little couple stints with them and everything, but I wasn't good at it. I didn't
That's
understand
the party shit.
yeah, I was a lyrical MC. You know what I'm saying? So I learned later, right? And understood later how to really switch up. That's why I give Killer Cal, my little bro, Killer Cal, so much love from Essence, man, because he'll go to our realm, and do some hip hop stuff. We're on a number of hip hop songs together, and then of course he hits with Essence and a bunch of bands and stuff all the time. So, it's definitely a whole different art. Doing what we were doing with Freestyle Union was just, it was something else, right? So, I mean, I just think that it was new, right? The things that we were doing was new, and it wasn't appreciated. But we we were invited to U Street because they were trying to revitalize that area, right? It was still messed up from the crack stuff. Like, they were still building U Street Cardoza.
Do you think we
Joan
were?
wasn't. There was
Do you think we're
before.
partially responsible for the gentrification of you?
Absolutely. That
They, they
Kokai
bring in the
mentions that
artists
on the
first,
doc.
make it cool and
Artists
expect it.
artists are the first to gentrify, and that's an ironic thing, right? Like we're the first to gentrify because we're the ones who make it safe for white people to come,
There it is.
right? It's like when we was going to U Street, nobody wasn't going down U Street. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
dangerous.
Like, yeah, you was getting robbed. You was getting. I mean, it was things happening on U Street. You remember Sanford C was real crazy, right down. So it was, and so you get these shoppers. They come us to invite us to come do a cipher, come
Yeah,
do a cipher,
walking girls to
come
their
do this.
car was not a courtesy.
Yeah,
That
but we
was
we
real.
we from these areas, so we ain't tripping. Like, we was grabbing dudes off the street, come cipher, come
Yeah,
rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Black Indian. You know what I'm saying? Cat had
God
his
bless Black
boys.
Indian.
God bless Bi, man. R.I.P. He had his 21st in Vietnam, crooking them. Like, he was grabbing them dudes. Like, man, leave them things in the car, man. Come rhyme. You know what I'm saying? So we was doing that, and some people stayed, some people didn't. But that's what we were. We embraced community. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that was the thing that really, sparked it, and I think when people start doing documentaries, like recent documentaries and different things, and people start talking about DC hip hop and all that, a lot of us from U Street, the original U Street scene, don't get mentioned, right? And a lot of because of people don't really know. I don't think it's a malicious thing. I think a lot of people just didn't know
That is
because it was such a subculture, right?
why what you're doing and have done is of importance, of
Yeah.
significance, of value. So you telling us how it got started. Tell us about some of the people that's in it that came out to give you your flowers that's in this documentary that is just beginning to take you on a whole new journey and add another notch in your belt.
Yeah, man. I made sure to get a different array of people from different arenas, right? Because I wanted to hear, it was a couple topics we were talking about, and I wanted to make sure different lenses talked about those same topics, right? So on the go-go end, we got, go-go and go-go rapping. We got, DJ Cool, my big bro. Cool is in it. We got Stinky Dink, the legend. You know what I'm saying? My man, Stinky Dink is in it.
One track,
Killer,
$100 in a one track
yeah,
mind.
yeah. I got Killer Cow, of course, Lil Bro's in it. On that pedigree. I got a number of U Street cats are sampling. I got, of course, my man, of course, some of the Union cats, Kokai, my man Storm, who was my partner, of course, Storm the Unpredictable, Deborah Bond, Cy Smith, my man Zoe,
Break size.
Head Rock, you know what I'm saying? U Street folks. Then I got people that are not in the scene, like Chef Rock Harper, Delia Gonzalez, who was on Channel 9.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, because
That's crazy.
Delia came up through U Street too because of her husband is DP from Poem C.
That's right.
So
OMC.
right. So
And shout out to
and
the
Poem
Boy
C's are
Bonds
in it
crew. I
too.
love what they
Patrick
got.
and DP are in it from Poem C's and all that. And then I got people that are in outside of all of that, DJ Gemini, KOIS and Magic 102.3. I got my man Dr. William Smith, E. Smith, who did the book that I'm a subject of. He's a ethnomusicologist at Bowie State.
Word. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm a subject of a book that's part of a hip hop program at Bowie State. And I was a subject of his
You were part of the
dissertation.
curriculum at Bowie State, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I actually did. They did that class with Shy Rock, Shy Rock, and so I did that class with him one time, and then RBI. There's
Shout
about
out
30
to
folks. My man ADST, of course. I got newer folks, Nonchalant, Question Mark Asylum. So a lot of the DC hip hop staples, Question Mark, Nonchalant, Dink, people like that are in it. And then Chef Rock Harper, people that all these. Oh, I'm sorry, Ta-Nehisi Coates.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, so it's a not it's a number of then there's a Howard
Miller
Collective, right?
Forbes.
The Howard Collective is, like of course Ta-Nehisi, Camilla Forbes, who runs the Apollo Theater in New York, producer, and Young Guru,
I was
Tracy.
shocked to see Good Young Guru up there. Now that was a
Yeah.
surprise to me. Tell me about your relationship with Young Guru. And for those who don't know, Young Guru is the long time sound engineer for this dude named Jay-Z. You might have heard of him. All right. But please continue.
And a lot of other people too, right? Yeah,
And a lot of other people.
yeah. He done records of Beyonce, Jay, Hov, Beanie, tons of people, man. So yeah, man. Rule is part of Tracy Lee's crew.
Is that right?
Yeah. So
Tracy's
crew, and I used to rhyme against all them dudes back in the day. So that's the original era that I came up with.
Young Guru spent time in DC.
Yeah, he went to Howard. Yeah. They all went to Howard. Tracy and his whole crew. So Tracy Lee's on the dock. So Tracy, his group, Midi, who's Ross Baraka's brother, young brother, Mary Baraka's other son, Midi Baraka. Yeah. They're part of. They were a group called One Step Beyond.
Shout out to the family.
And so they're part of Tracy's R&F crew. One Step Beyond, Reapers, all of them. I knew Midi before I knew Tracy. I came up with Midi and them because me and Midi are the same age. Tracy's a little older than me. Tracy was there with D-Dot and them and Puff.
Oh,
he was at Howard with them. So I was after that. I didn't go to Howard, but I was coming on the scene and coming to campus and doing stuff and rhyming and, first as a dancer, rhyming. So it's funny because even though I didn't go to Howard, I was involved in generations of art there. You know what I'm saying?
Mecca was a platform.
Yeah. So the Howard Collective, Howard is the culture initiative hip hop conferences that they were doing there in the early to mid 90s. Those were big. Like Tim Jones and Lance and them, Guru and all them were part of that. So but how Young Guru got his start? He got his start DJing for Nonchalant.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Nonchalant took him on tour with her when 5 o'clock in the morning when she came out with her for album. He went on tour with her, and then he went to school, and where I went to school to become an engineer at Omega Studios in Rockville, Maryland.
No, when 5 o'clock in the morning, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, friends and enemies, played on New York Undercover, we was lit. like we was.
If you don't know the show New York Undercover, you gotta look that up too.
Yeah, look that.
We old heads. He said that Joe like, yeah. But that's how Rue got to start. So we family, man. We came up together, man. Like, we've always
showed up for you, man.
Yeah. And of course when he found out Nah was on it, we was at homecoming, Howard's homecoming. He found out Nah was on it. He was like, yo, come through, hit me up. I want to do it. So I was like, all right. So I wrote all the interviews, you know what I'm saying? So I wrote all the interviews. Shout out to my man AJ Throwback, who was the interviewer. And he interviewed everybody. So
yeah. I think it was well done from what I can tell and what I've seen and what I know about you. But before we get out here, I wanted to talk about what are the obstacles that were in your way that you are to overcome to get to this point? Because oftentimes we celebrate our victories. So
Hmm.
it's kind of like the algorithms are set to promote the victories.
Right.
And when you look at it, you think everybody winning. So when you're not winning, you think something wrong with you. So you think that that celebration of that win is inspiring somebody, but it could have actually have the opposite effect.
Right.
So could you please tell us one of the obstacles, one of the struggles, that impediments you have, if you will, to completing this project, or in your life that probably hinder you from attempting to complete this project? How are you able to overcome that so that people can be inspired when they have the same trials and tribulations?
Yeah, man, that's a great question. Um, there's a lot of obstacles, and I didn't overcome them all. You know, what happens is you have a plan and God laughs. Right? You have a goal. The goal and what you're trying to accomplish is the thing.
That's
How you get there is God, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So you lay out a plan and then you have to be malleable. You have to be, you know, however it goes, you have to be versatile and you have to be able to pivot. And I think that's the key. I had a lot of obstacles. I've never done this before. I've never made a
so
documentary.
debut.
I've never made a film. I felt that I could. I had such a, 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 a desire to document, not just for me, but for so many people that were on our scene that don't even get mentioned anymore, right? I had a need to document this so hard. And then in the process of documenting it, I had discovery. I learned things, right? Because I'm researching. So I started learning things and I started connecting dots. And then so it started evolving. And this is where God comes in, right? He starts making it evolve in a way. And then certain directions I thought I should go, I got rejected. Or I did something didn't work out. But I didn't quit. I just said, okay, well, let me try something else. And this is the direction I was supposed to go. And because of that, this happened. And because of that, this happened, right? So,
A
and it
series
was just,
of events.
and I think one of the things I always mention is we got to give ourselves grace, man. Um, when you stumble, because you will stumble, like you have to give yourself grace because the road to success is non-linear. It's non-linear. You're not going to go straight up. You're going to go up one, pivot, fall back three, come back up one, go to the side two, go up one, fall back down five, and then come back. You know, that's what it is. And but it's meant to be that so that you can learn, right? What works, what doesn't work, not just according to things, but according to who you are, right? What might work for you won't work for me, right? Because we're different individuals, we have different things, different assets and weaknesses, and you have to find out what works for you. And that the road to discovery is going to include mess ups, I'm able to embrace that mentality because I freestyle. And if you freestyle improvisational rhyming, doing anything improvisational, you have to open yourself up to mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. The thing is, your skill is how you start to treat the mistakes. Freestyle union, we learn to turn mistakes into a style. If I'm rhyming and I
Take
stutter,
into a style.
yeah. If I'm rhyming
That
and I
is the
stutter,
title of this interview, Turning
yeah,
Mistakes into a Style. Priest the Nomad.
yeah,
He
yeah.
was the weirdo.
And the beautiful thing is, at the end of the documentary, there's younger cats, new generations that are doing their thing now, and they are avant-garde, and they're doing their thing, and it's because of a lot of the brush that we cleared that they're now able to.
Groundbreaking.
You had young Ahmad on your show. Ahmad is on the dock at the end.
Yeah.
So,
Young
like,
blood.
yeah. So, like, he's the new generations, right? So, Kiana, you know what I'm saying? That, in our space, down in Congress Heights, man. So, like, I got people, man, that are like, we are not monolithic, right? We are all over the place, man. And I just think that everyone should be living in their skin and doing what they do and feel comfortable and confident. And but just know that, you're it's going to be rocky, you know what I'm saying? Because it's supposed to be, because you have to earn it. God has to test us. He has to test your faith. He has to, so when he delivers you, you know that it wasn't you. It wasn't you. It was by his grace. And you got to put the work in though. You know what I'm saying? So I've always tried to do things with a righteous purpose, bro. You know that. So I have that behind it. And I've been rejected. I'm in Martha's Vineyard. We done Light Real Film Festival in Martha's Vineyard, and I'm in Hip Hop Film Festival, and I was in one in Italy. I've been rejected by Tribeca. I've been rejected by American Black Film Festival. I was rejected, just rejected by Montreal African American Film Festival. I've been rejected by more than I've been accepted to. But these ones I was accepted to are where I'm supposed to be.
That's right.
And that's what it is. I don't, so that comes with the territory. The more you do, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be.
You stepped up to the plate, bro. You stepped up to
Yeah.
the plate. You're taking up space, and you're going to be recognized for that. And this is you because you're battle tested, as we said earlier. I just want to acknowledge publicly at this very moment that you have inspired me to do my reconnaissance and gather all the resources I have to make sure that I step up to the plate as you did and put out the Black Love Festival documentary.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to do that because of
Do
you.
it.
Because of you, sir. You inspired that. I would have never even have attempted it because of you, sir. You have given me the wherewithal to go forward with confidence in that endeavor. So I look forward to having this conversation again when we talk about how the Black Love Festival documentary came to be. Is because Priest the Nomad jumped out here with his debut documentary. I Was the Weirdo. Priest, it's an honor to call you a friend. It is my
You
greatest
too, brother.
pleasure to consider you a brother. And I hope that you have continued success on your terms. I hope that this, again, is the beginning of a new level for you. I think that you are bound for even more greatness. Like you said, we got to take those twists and turns. I think you're on the way up. And I had an interview with Mozzie about his DMV Made Festival, and he's
Mm.
talking about he's just an old guy. I'm like, no, we ain't old yet. I think we're in our prime. But he was impressing upon me that we cannot take any moment for granted.
No, absolutely.
And
Totally agree.
and by the work that you're doing here, you are definitely not taking any moment for granted. And thank you for documenting this. Thank you for telling your story. I cannot salute you enough. Continued success. Now, what is it that you want people to walk away with? What is the message that you're trying to resonate with people when they sing this film and walk away? What is that message that you want them to have?
I think that I've always been about impact. And I think that whatever you do, you should try to impact people in a positive way. And then you should not let any other influence other than your purpose get in the way of what you feel that you should be doing. If you don't know what that is, then take your time and find that out because everyone is here for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So um, my nom de plume, I say priest of nomad, Mr. Move Something. Move
Mr.
something.
Move Something.
Yeah, Mr. Move Something is on the shirts. Move Something always basically signifies impact. I'm going to move something. I'm going to move you, whether it's through your mind, your soul, your heart, or your ass. I'm going to move you, right? Through skill, through the words that I speak, through my spirit, through the energy. I just want to impact whether it's 1 or 1 million, right? So that's what it is. I think we just have to be doing things for a purpose. And I think when you do things for a purpose, God got you. And so yeah, that's it. And just understand that it's not going to be smooth. This took 4 years for me to do. 4 years in the make. I just did it slowly. I digitized all the footage myself, 2 bags of VHS tapes. I got a converter for my Mac, and just slowly
Yeah.
played these tapes in real time over a period of time. Time is very powerful, good or bad. It's very powerful. So use time wisely, definitely. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Mr. Move something. He said, impact 1 million.
yeah,
And here we are. You said turning mistakes into
a style.
style. I will leave it right there. Turning mistakes into a style. We, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, friends and enemies, we are taking our hat off to Mr. Move Something, Priest of Nomad. We're wishing him continued success. And as he goes off to Martha's Vineyard, you ever been there before?
No, first time.
Take some more pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I've
this,
been I've been I've been getting hit up. You're like, yeah,
yeah,
you got to
because
do this. You
this is
got
the
to,
extra B-roll footage for the next
yeah.
edition.
Right.
Popping over Biz right here. Shout out to Biz.
Yeah. Shout out to Big Bro. Yeah.
And we're gonna see you when you get back, bro. When you do, I hope that you got news and more announcements of where your film is gonna be shot out next. Where do you want? Where can people go to support this film in the meantime? What can people do to support this film in the meantime?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you can follow me on Instagram, social media at Priest of Nomad. You see the name here, it's just all no spaces, Priest of Nomad on Instagram. There's I got the link to my website or the documentary website on there. So it's iwastheweirdo.com. So you can go to iwastheweirdo.com, keep up with the news. You got the film festivals that we're in. Martha's Vineyard is now, a couple weeks after that, we're at the Hip Hop Film Festival in New York, in Harlem. So a lot that's going to be huge too as well. So after Martha's Vineyard, we going to Harlem. So
Okay, I
so
think I can find accommodations in
yeah,
Harlem easier than Martha's Vineyard.
my New York peoples, they got 3 theaters at there. We just got our screening scheduled for that. So we're screening in they got a theater, Firehouse Theater. It's an older theater in Manhattan and downtown. So that's screening at August 23rd at 2
I
p.m.
hope you bump into Chuck D
Yeah,
at both of those events.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, man, just iwastheweirdo.com. Hit me on Instagram at Priest the Nomad. If you want to see all the music, the Bandcamp is all streaming sites. Just Google me. Everything will come up.
Something, thank you for your contributions to the cultural landscape of our people. Continue success in your turns from here into infinity. This has been We Act Radio. Kimon Freeman. We are going to see I Was the Weirdo at a theater or streaming platform to you coming soon. Peace.
Thanks for having me.